Salon people and then party them. Sarah Gem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Behaviour program then like salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sarahgemmedia.org. Now who's tem these?
As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Gem Media Production brings you Zooming In. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us, Chumaba.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sakho.
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 We are Khadija Sakho.
We are all Khadija Sakho.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately,
Most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now,
women are trafficking female children for money. Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves a person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent. We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
Silverstone Beats.
People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life going evil, we all have to give up, yeah, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah, yeah. So let's bless one another, yeah, yeah. So let's help one another. I sing again, yeah.
What's in me, I don't see this can't seem really happen. This need to be education opportunity. Now in we need, may we learn for the share, not to ought for the greed.
See this life, the live, it's either we lose or we know. Stop killing one another, let's stand together, yeah.
life that we all deserve. Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the use the kid themselves. You pretend to be a father figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the green reaper will be your remover.
This head of the range ranting of some sanctimonious food is a poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy, given to a sentient dude. So I say it's as it is for you to listen and the juice, the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up, stand up for what you believe in. Gotta stand up, stand up for what is right. 'Cause if you got me, then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through, even when you're feeling new. Do this if we try. There's no time to waste your time. Together forever, whatever the weather. Us as a unit working together.
See, I did a lot done, but me heart still a tongue. God don't lift me up, but me heart still a run. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Play to my brothers, let's do it for the youngest. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. We people then they suffer. You then I you the bluff, it's copper. Your game need for change, like we not get up. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on me. Peace gonna rain on me. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bomb. Let's be together. With peace and love, golden hope through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell? I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get, whose side the love they?
when I left. But come on them get nef. If you live by the nef, you will suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love.
Na who stem this? Yes, this na term for all salon people and them party them. Sarah Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon Discussion, Meets the Ministers, the President's Hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this, they start soon na www.sarahjemmedia.org. Now who's term these?
As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Leone Media Production brings you Zoom. Zooming In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zooming In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zooming In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zooming In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us, Chumaba.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and them party them. Sarah Gem Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon Discussion, Meets the Ministers, the President's Hour and the Gladi program, Look Me, I Look You. All this, they start soon na www.sarahjemmedia.org. Now who's term these?
When you're ready. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, depending on whose part, now the world you day. Welcome to Sarah Gem Media, we Facebook Live weekly discussion program where we call the Big Sierra Leone Debates. Today we not get a debate, we get a discussion from panelists the way mostly when I don't see it our platform, but now people away we respect now with society and we depend on them at all times. So they get big pressure who they put on them, but we believe they will deliver. Mina Jumaba, on our usual moderator, and I get with me now the CRGM media team, Sylvester T-Boy Dugba, where we all know as T-Boy, we now my co-moderator and the one where they monitor the chat discussions, as well as we technical director for CRGM Media.
Can you tell
director for CRGM Media. With us as well, we have the person we get the person now, so when they make we come live to now, we make we look fine and all that. Now the picture we now technical director, Mr. Femi Pama. You know, like we call her Oba Femi. So today don't go bad. Congratulations. You know, it don't free, so don't pull another today. Don't go get excuse now for the Canada screen. As I say, we welcome Una as usual to this conversation Una with viewers and followers around the world. And we want to make sure, say, let we continue for keep a clean conversation. As always, let we engage in the debate, in the conversation, ask you questions. We'll post out the phone number for let people phone in and ask questions or make brief comments. Do ya? No personal attacks, and let we respect everybody's views. We panelists, them not a claim, say they're not experts, but then they can lend their opinion based on experiences or their line of work, you know, for make sure, say, we get a conversation going, because for let we change anything, for let development take place, we get continued conversation. That's what we see us do. You know, we are not enemies, we are families. So now for the better, for we all by. The debate topic, we don't see them out. Today, we want to can talk about where they say we are adults then, we behaviors, we attitude, we approach, how they do, how kind of impact they create now with young people and youth their life, because we owe them a responsibility. That's a social contract between God and man, where we not get for change. So now that we can discuss, and we not going to be apologetic. However, if you take any exception to anything we will say, we want to say, do not take it personal. We are not directing it at any individual. We are discussing for the good of our communities. So that is what I will say here. I will come introduce we guest them just now. But before I do that, I just want to do a couple of things here. So, you know, then say you get for begin to recognize people. We are a community. Let we learn that. Not to possible or today now host no more you get for care about. Okay, and people away now good people in our society. What want to get for the member them? So we start with a birthday shout out to somebody when a young person as well. Now we community where instead on they do so much and they don't continue for do other things for mentor. Help other young people the way now Madam Isa Tumansare, where we all they call Imans. She's been a follower and you know they participate in CRGM media platform. We don't call them so many times we can talk about issues. And she's a co-founder and the CEO for Make Our Leaders Foundation. And Leaders Foundation, then they mentor young people and try for people who say leader according to Michael Moll, not to forgo fair possibly they can be president, because not to them they decide that, or be minister. You can be a leader with your own small group within your family and your community. So we want to say happy birthday to Aisatu Mansare, because if we're being used that time for do other things, but she decided to appreciate you every time, and God for guide you for continue to do work for the communities in the UK as well as here. And again, you know, where good thing happen, we therefore celebrate. Bad thing happen, yet for make sure say we mourn together as families. We have two people in our community with all lost people there. The first one, somebody who only call Daddy Saj. Daddy Saj, we all know I'm a musician. If you know Sabia, you must all listen to his song. We say corruption, it do so. You know, the famous song, we tackle an issue where nobody not get mind talk about. So he's a household name, he's an icon around the world. He lost a mama recently. We want to say Osh to Daddy Saj, the family and friends. And then now we all get the Osh. Then the big one we hit me recently, you know, now a family where some of we very close to will say now brother and sister pikin, but I shall say people there within the communities na Salone area. So know them when Honorable Amadou Fofana who all they call Fofi, and in Wef, Mrs. Zainab Fofana where they call Zainab Keller, they lost their 13-year-old bobo recently. What a blow. You know, fine bobo, we all see how we them born they grew up fine, Jibril, you know, we they say hush to the family, the cry no get for don't just know, but we want for say, let God console we, because now no more we get for look up to for where things like this happen, now in no best. So we say hush to the family, hush to the community, and so I'll say that. And then we can continue with program. So that's all make it relevant because a young person that way die. So that brings us to our conversation. We adults them. Are we doing what we're supposed to do to guide our kids, our young people, and the youth in our community rather than just blaming them? So forget this conversation. I get 4 people there with me. We will start with the Madame na the house, Madame Nyamako Sarata Sila. Where we all possibly don't sabi. Some of we I name first we sabi before sabia. Madam Nyamako Sarata Sila na nurse, it only in the healthcare field, either as a clinician or within the management structure for over 20 years. Okay, it all work na the UK, it all work na Sierra Leone, it all work na East Africa as well. Another part in Africa, if you not did it directly, but they do things then for improved healthcare. And she's also one of the people that we first had the Rainbow Center, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Rainbow Center, if you know, now one way they provide services for women and picking the way they rape, abuse, and women that we get other kind sick their way possibly the normal healthcare infrastructure not they cater for because they not get money. And she's also an author as well. You know, they write so much they write articles them where they see out there where people they read and influence. They help them with writing and they do. And also they write a book where the Amazon will can buy. Say when the Nightingale sings. When the Nightingale sings. So that's the author. So go on Amazon, you will get your copy there. I sure send us something where you will take home with you and benefit your family. As well, usually, now again forgive me, I know used for do long presentation like this in the opening, but I have to do it today. We have another brother in the house with Dr. Colombo Blanco. Dr. Colombo Blanco, I would say, you know, now one of the few Sierra Leoneans we don't make we Sierra Leoneans proud at the international stage. For a long time, you know, he was an athlete. You know, it all represents Commonwealth Games, are correct?
Olympics,
you know, long jump,
decathlon, 10 events.
Yeah, decathlon. So imagine where they do all the sport disciplines.
All the disciplines,
yeah, inside one. It can do a whole lot. It makes Salone proud, but it not tap the where it come na the United Kingdom. He aspire for do more. He served as a mayor for Southwark Council, but before that, he don't involve in the politics. He hold Boku portfolio them. But one of the things that he always care about for help young people them, or help the next generation. The man where they see far. And after that, he also be one of the parliamentary candidates for the Liberal Democratic Party in Southwark, where Sierra Leoneans and Boku, and he finished second. The first Salone post with Miss Sabio. I don't know if other one on the other side, but the first one we go see this now two Salone posts. Of course, in contender na Madam Harriet Harman, you know, so that have been big way to call. But for them, it's got over 10,000 votes. You know, now that community first attempt, that was a good performance. Thanks to the Sierra Leonean community. And also, I would say, Dr. Colombo Blanco, don't try for do a lot of things within sort of way touch the youth them sports. now enroll out one of the biggest community coaching sports program, now Sodok, we make sure say Boku Salon picking them benefit. And it gets, I'll tell you, I say, it gets a master plan where we see for change the youth perspective, how we see youth in a salon. Sadly, successive governments, both the SLPP and APC, not be able to embrace that big plan there. I don't know why, but I wish we can come knock on his door again for able for make sure say show we the direction. That's how I'll talk about, because me don't see the plan, we don't discuss them and how frustrating it is. All right, let's go to our other colleagues here as well. We get Albert, a social worker. We almost don't do 10 years in that field there. It don't work now 3 boroughs them as well. It don't work now Lambeth, it don't work now Croydon, and now it is Sorry Council. Now they work as a social worker, and if so vital, they come in as an expert in the conversation where we didn't get, because it all work with youth them in the child protection sector, it all work adoption, it all work with adolescents, and it all work with gangs as well. So it can give you perspective as well on that conversation. Welcome, Albert, to CRGM Media for the first time. And we get we regular person now, so the man we're not afraid for talk. We own BBC Icon, also Sierra Leonean journalist, commentator, political commentator as well. We now with Mr. Winston Ojukwu is always with us, trying to make guide the conversation them. And when I forgive him, we're not afraid for talk. They're not a sugarcoat anything. Welcome, Mr. Ojukwu.
Thank you.
So if I read fumble them, like I said, this has been my longest opening presentation, but it's necessary. We will start with Madam Nyamako Saratasila. We always like for make sure say we woman them guide with, because if we talk about them, they know better than we are. So you see the big topic. We'll talk how the adults' behavior, impact within them and the youth them. Is it a positive way or negative way? So I'll put you on the spot.
So adult behavior. I think say I guess some of within a different stage of adulthood. I go say some of within are the granny and the grandpa stage of adulthood. So sometimes when they talk about the young adult, yeah. Okay. And what's in your observation before we talk about the behavior of young adults in relation to the picking the way they grow, I want let me think a little bit about the pressures where the young adults they actually suffer from. You understand? So generally,
no, go ahead, Ma. Go ahead.
So generally. Before people then begin for they get family and then couple up, they married themselves and sit down and look waiting at the way for continue life. And certain things then they where we hope say go on they happen and then your life sometimes then go down reach certain level waiting ever at the career where then they pursue and their education, sometimes they go get work, sometimes they will get stable accommodation, all of them thing. So I think so before we talk about the behavior of adults, let we look first waiting at the situation, the problems then where they affect these young adults, because I presume say that they will talk about the problems the way then they run into, some of the things the way they stop them for achieve then goals then where they need for achieve and for move on in life. So if they're still in at that stage they where everything they upside down for them first until they not begin establish themselves in their career, sometimes now Afro care that they get it difficult for them bring picking them and family can inside a situation then they somebody else who you get for provide for, or somebody where you get for nurture, somebody where you get for answer to say as in a partner or wife, because with any community relationship, any of these social engagements the way we get, a good for the foundation, don't they? So if them foundation then they then all day, really and truly, it can be very difficult. You find out, say, people then are knock about, they can knock about, so till they reach certain point in their lives, them where there's sort of no turning back. And because if certain things are not under work for them in their life, how now then go able for impact to them picking them, or the young one the way they meet say, this not the sort of thing where you for the look at, or now this kind where you for go, you know what I mean? And we get a lot of problems, breakdown of communities. We sometimes we afraid we serve too much. People knocking one for pass on information for fear of that person they go say such and such about all of them kind of insecurities is what I call it. And sometimes you see a lot of this on Facebook. People, they worry who that not like them, or somebody not like them, or somebody say something about them, and all of this kind of thing. So it's a difficult time for the young adults, I have to say. And until they find them foot, they're able for no say, this not a little bit plan where I want, for like the next 5 years. And I make something, I make you ask people, like, well, what do you think? What do you think, say, you want for doing the next 5 years? How you see yourself the goal in the next 5 years? What would you like to do? Now family you want money, or you want settled down, waiting at the teen, write something down, write some little bit plan, waiting at the teen where you want from your life, how you see yourself the goal, waiting at your abilities. What are you good at? What do you enjoy? So until you're able, you self as a young adult, for put you stuff together and understand how you want your life to go, it's difficult for you able for pass on anything positive to you picking them, or picking the way they come, or younger generation where they be in you, or the kind of thing. So we get for start from the basics first.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So you look at the bigger picture there: family, community, society, all the pressures them around, and the foundational structures that we meet. So I'll come to Dr. Colomba Blanco. You are always big on mentorship, guidance, positive influence, using different programs, we always don't talk about. So how you think that relates to this topic, and what do you think say missing, or is there, or are we doing enough to impact on our youth?
Thank you very much. I'll tell the organizers for this program, say it is very apt. As we say today in International Youth Day, so it is so appropriate for talk about youth issue on this day. But you see, sometimes we do misunderstand young people. Young people not grow up for become what they are, either good or bad. They grow up in a community, they grow up in a family setup, they grow up around people. So those people around them, the community in which they grow up, influence what they do and how they do it. So basically, I go ask myself, how do we adults influence young people? But I want to make something clear, make everybody understand this. Young people, they're not the problem. They get problems, but they are not the problems. The problem that we the adults, now we're not the problem. Because we not seem to understand young people so much. Imagine you at the age of 16, at the age of 14, your thinking and way of behavior, your aspiration, completely different from people who are 40 years over. Okay? So that generation, the understanding for filling that generation gap, the understanding between young people and the elderly, very important. So we as adults need to understand younger people, their issues, their problems, but at the same time, understanding, say, They are not the problem. One of the biggest problems for young people is how we adults try to solve their problems or try to cater for them. We are most times very prescriptive. We feel say we know what the young people they need. So we prescribe what we think say they need. When in most of the cases, that is not even what they need. What do they prescribe for them? That is common all over, but so prevalent in Sierra Leone. We prescribe for young people. We not even give young people a chance. Even when we say we consult with young people on what they want, we go basically to tell them what we have for them, what we want to give them. And what they actually ask for, we don't give it to them. So I just try for put emphasis on where the problem is. And also, taking in the Sierra Leone context, young people face so many problems because we as adults, most times we are not role models for them. We teach them young values by our own doings. Basically, older people influence young people by mostly our wrong values, our wrong priorities. Young people grow up to see us having wrong values and wrong priorities. So they pick that up. So it is more of how the lives of young people, elderly people or older people or adults influence the lives of young people. So that is where the issue is. And if I for bring another the Sierra Leone context, yeah, you go find out for say, apart from adults being prescriptive on what we think say young people they need, we get the wrong approach and wrong solution to the needs of young people. Let's think about the education system. Yeah, the education system for provide something that will make young people more productive, more competitive, and provide a curriculum that will help young people for use their talents instead of just following the status quo. And looking at it, Madam Sila talk about family and talk about curriculum. But what talk about family and community. What I add to that also is school. The triangle, school, community, and family. I think they should have the same expectations. But what we have here is most times within those three brackets, there is too much negativity for young people. Put yourself in this situation. When last una daddy the tap una be young, even if una do well at school. When last a family member or a community member tap you back, say, oh, Madam Sila, you don't do very well. Oh, T-boy, you don't do very well. You see, very well in our communities, we do not praise young people, we do not award them sufficiently, and we do not encourage them. And even in schools, our teachers are most times very negative. Could you imagine a teacher telling a student, say, well, you're not going to go inside, you are useless, you are condemned. If you begin condemn young people at that stage, not understanding why the child know they in fact do well in a school, you begin condemn them, then you don't rule them out. And even in the community, they take young people, most young people, as good for nothing. So that negativity coming from home, coming from this community and coming from school, they help young people. What are they trying to highlight? Are they trying to highlight, first, what I don't first do, how adults influence young people in the wrong way. Okay. Why make young people go astray? I don't highlight things like wrong values, wrong priorities, and wrong attitude. Okay. But now what I try to highlight, because of all these wrong values, wrong attitude, and wrong priorities, who say young people they end up? What are the issues that they face, right? They face all these negativities. And also, they face wrong relationship between the communities, schools, and the families. And they get that battle within themselves. They're left confused. They don't know what to do. They lack confidence. Because alike,